Hey everybody, this is Trevor, and this is my channel, Social Dilemma. And today I just found out a little while ago that the Georgia Guidestones, several of them were blown up, and so they took down the rest of the stones. And this is July 6th, so this just happened. Not even, I don't know, 24 hours ago or something like that. Like just or today, the 4 a.m. this morning, actually, I think it happened. So, anyways, that aside, don't know about the details of who blew it up or for what reason or whatnot. The Georgia Guidestones, geez, since I've been making podcasts and videos since August 2013. I've talked about it a couple times, but not really gotten into it. I know, obviously, I think everyone knows them. There's 10 guides on the stones, and they're written in various languages, and I think everyone knows the one. It happens to be the first commandment on this stone, and it goes as follows. Number 1, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So, yeah. So whoever wrote this, R.C. Christian, whoever that was, probably just obviously a fake name, but whoever wrote this, whether it's one person or a group of people, they want humanity to be kept at 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Well, first off, that means that about 7.3 billion people would be wiped off the face of the earth, and I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that at all. So, how do you do that? Like wipe them off in a nuclear explosion? Get rid of people through attrition by no one procreating anymore? Like how do you get to that one? And then I find it's a very neo-Marxist, communist, cold-hearted comment to say 500. Keep the population below 500 million. 500 million max, and then it goes in perpetual balance with nature. So that's why, to me, it sounds like some kind of neo-Marxist, extinction rebellion green kind of movement. It's like because I mean, everybody wants to be in balance with nature. I mean, that sounds so nice, So, be in balance. Of course, everyone wants to be in balance with nature, but to do that, they just keep the population at 500 million. So that's nuts. That's nuts to say that. So okay, so number 1 is neo-Marxist mixed in with that kind of New Age green movement. Number 2, guide reproduction wisely. Hashtag improving fitness and diversity. Well, when I read that, the first thing that comes to my mind is fascism. Those guys running around in Germany in 1930s up to 1945. That's what I see in my mind. That's what I'm thinking about for number 2. Guide reproduction wisely. Hashtag improving fitness and diversity. Yeah, that sounds quite fascistic to me. Yeah. So, yeah, that's fascism right there to me. So let's go to number 3. Unite humanity with a living new language. So they want to try to unite humanity. And I'm like, it's funny too when you read these things to it. It's like they try to add something in there. And people will be like, oh, okay, maybe that makes sense, and then put some kind of neo-Marxist, fascistic, communist kind of twist into it. So, unite humanity. Well, okay, that sounds pretty good. Who doesn't want to unite humanity? But with a living new language. So what's that like? A living like one language? I don't even really know how to interpret that. With a living new language. Again, it conjures up images of Marxism to me. I I think Karl Marx would probably like this, the Georgia Guidestones. But so number three, I mean, yeah, again, unite humanity. That sounds okay, but with a living new language, I don't even know where to go with that one. So let's go to number four. Rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Well, okay, yeah. Well, I don't particularly. I believe in rules without rulers. Uh, every person. Uh, I believe in property rights, and for me, the ultimate form of property rights is the individual, the human being. You are the ultimate form of property, and if you don't own yourself, okay, as you are property to yourself. If you don't own yourself, that means you are a slave to someone or an organization. So to go over that one again, rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Okay, so to rule, I mean, okay, how is this person or group of people interpreting rule? I mean, obviously, passion, faith. Okay, that sounds good. Tradition, I guess so. I'm not a big on a I'm not a traditionalist, but okay. And all things with tempered reason. Yeah, I believe in reason, rationality. So that one, I don't know. I don't. The feeling I get from that one is a more of a religious one. Okay, I don't feel the fascistic, communistic tone in number four, but so rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. That's very biblical to me, uh, and I am not, you know, I'm not. I don't list what I am spiritually, faithfully, like whatever. I'm not. I guess agnostic, if you want to know where I'm standing on that one. So that's why I'm reading number four is I was a religious one. Um, this is the funny thing. I don't subscribe to a religion or some kind of deity. So, but so far number four. Okay, who wouldn't want to rule with passion, faith? I don't know. Passion, yeah. Passion and reason. So that your rational being, your emotional being. Um, I don't know where to. That doesn't sound too bad to me, but it does come from a more of a faith-based religion kind of rule to be putting out there. So, and again, I'm agnostic. I'm not. I don't, I do look at religions and people who subscribe to a deity with, a grain of salt. So number four, okay, maybe not so bad on that one. But so number five, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Protect people with fair laws. Well, first of all, I mean, this is just, what are they talking about here in terms of laws? Are they talking natural law or government law? Two very different things. Your natural law basically is, your non-aggression principle. You're dealing with crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity being murder, rape, assault, theft, fraud, these things. If it's a crime against humanity, because there's arbitrary laws like doing 62 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone, which is technically a police officer could pull you over for that. It's an arbitrary law. There's a lot of arbitrary government laws that are just not even just unjust really, and nothing more than revenue generators. So so number five. So protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Well, fair. Sometimes when you look at the word fair, pull that word apart, and if to make things fair for two people, if I'm put in a position of I have to make a ruling for these two people, I got to make it fair for both of them. They both lose. Technically, that's what making things fair for people means, is that everybody loses, or the two parties involved, or the two people involved are the okay. You fairly won. You're both fair. You both really didn't win. You really didn't lose. So fair is I don't really like that word when it comes to laws. It should be common sense, rational, and just. So the just courts part. Well, of course, everybody wants justice, and I hate to use the word fair. Everybody does want fair. You want fairness. I mean, but when I pull apart that word, I mean it really. When you do make things fair for people, it just almost seems like everybody loses. Nobody wins and nobody loses. It's a gray area. It's not exciting for anybody. So, and it's no one's job to protect a group of people. Like protect people. Like this is what like the American 2A would do for individuals anyways. So individuals that can, form a community, a village, a town, a city. I mean, you are protecting people, yes. You can protect your nation, but I think these things can be done in a 2A style way of living with each other. And again, I do subscribe more to the natural law. Definitely rules without anyone ruling, but everyone, you're going to it's common sense to abide by. You don't commit a crime against humanity. So, which obviously, again, I'll point out murder, rape, assault, theft, fraud. These things are crimes against humanity. But again, doing 62 in a 60-mile-an-hour zone, that's arbitrary. It's an arbitrary law. So. Which, I follow because I really don't want to pay the revenue collection to the government as much as possible. So I do adhere to that just because of the financial fine that you can receive on that one. So protect people and nations. Again, number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. I mean, it sounds... there's nothing really bad in that, but just I think that can be, to me, be explained. I think as long as you followed a natural law way of living, a 2A style, you should be fine on that one. So let's move to the next one, number 6. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. So every nation, yeah, I mean, that's non-interventionist. And if there is a problem between two nation states, let a world court resolve the dispute. Well, I'd rather see that than two countries going to war. So let all nations rule internally, yes, and resolving external disputes in a world court. I guess doesn't sound too bad. I know these are the first times too, people, that I've read this too. I've never read all of these. Like I say, the number one on this list is the only one I was ever aware of. So I'm reading this right now for the first time, and flying by the seat of my pants, coming out with my own ideas here. So bear with me, and yeah. So let all nations rule internally. Okay, that sounds fine. Resolving external disputes in a world court. Well, who appoints the people to a world court? If as long as that nation, well, I mean, Korea, we're allowing them to run the country the way they want. We haven't forced them to drop their, complete Marxist communist way of living. So we seem to be letting them run the way they want in a world court. I don't know. I'm not really big on this number 6 here. It's not a big deal breaker for me. So let's move to number 7 then. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Okay, yeah. Who wouldn't agree to that? know where that one is really bad. I just, again, I have heard this one tonight, but I didn't. That one did stick out to me tonight. So avoid petty laws and useless officials. Yeah, that one I don't think is entirely. There's nothing wrong with that one. So some of these, yeah, like I say, this is the first time I'm reading. I did hear that one tonight. I had heard someone say that tonight. For the rest of them here, especially like number 6 and stuff, I reading these for the first time. So it's number 8. Balance personal rights with social duties. That again conjures to my mind fascism. Balance person, again, the your person is the ultimate form of private property, and if you do not own, if you don't believe in private property, then you believe that you don't own yourself. And like I say, the ultimate form of private property is oneself, and if you don't own yourself, you're a slave. So balance personal rights with social duties. That sounds very fascistic to me. Personal rights. Every person is born with natural rights. The natural right to life, liberty, and prosperity. And there are crimes against humanity. So you break those rights against someone, and they have to be dealt with. And how they're dealt with, look, I've got some ideas on that. There's restorative justice, financial pain on that. If someone murders someone, how do you repay? An eye for an eye. So someone murders someone, so you can take that person and hang them, shoot them, electrocute them. What? That doesn't seem. I'm not big on that one either. Capital punishment, whatever it is. I'm not big on that either. There's so many crimes that people do commit that are absolutely heinous. Pedophilia. Obviously murdering someone, beating them, you rape them, and they're murdered. How do you deal with someone like that? You almost want to just throw them in the pit of lions and let justice be done, but it is a very difficult one. Justice is a very difficult one to deal with. So it is good to have, obviously I don't want to be put in charge of that. Maybe if I had, there's a group of people that we can sit and deal with and to deal with when people break these crimes against humanity. That is, something to do if someone in the community breaks these crimes against humanity. So number 8, balance personal rights with social duties. I don't know. To me, it kind of sounds fascistic to me, but definitely, I do believe that live by natural law. Do not break the non-aggression principle. You mind your business, I mind mine. We can, work together voluntarily and mutually exchange our goods and services. And that could be that's a positive social duty, I suppose, if you want to look at it in that sense, that we can voluntarily exchange our goods and services with one another, and that can certainly help to gel society, people, and getting together and I guess that to me that would fall into the social duty. But I don't know. I don't know where these people wanted this to go, but to me, so far, it's sounding very neo-Marxist, fascistic, communist. So far to me, and with a tempered in with the hand of God kind of. So far, and I'm on number 8 here. So that's number 8. So let's go to number 9 here and prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Okay, so again, this sounds very religious to me, but on the surface, prize truth, absolutely. Beauty, well, I guess that's subjective. And love, yes. seeking harmony with the infinite. That's seeking harmony. That's very with whatever God you pray to. That's your personal decision. So that's what that sounds like to me. So prize truth, absolutely. Do not lie. Do not lie. Okay, that has got to be like that is in that natural law. Like, do not lie. Just don't lie, because you start lying, you're going to start lying to yourself. You lie to other people, you just become a fraud, and that is a crime against humanity. I mean, it can lead to worse things when you start committing fraud. So, prize truth, yes, that does that. Nothing wrong with that. Again, this is the first time I'm reading this one tonight. Definitely. Um, the only, like I say, people, I hadn't like I did know about number one and number seven. The petty laws, useless officials. I had heard that one, but this one definitely. Yeah, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Okay, that doesn't sound on the surface too bad to me. Pray to your God. Just don't force it upon me if I don't perhaps believe your way of spiritualism. But yeah, definitely beauty. I don't know. That's